Ah, yes, Doctor Who, the 15th Doctor, the return of Russell T Davies, and of course, Disney being behind the wheel this time round by giving them over £100 million to film and their exclusive rights to premiere the thing on Disney Plus in the US instead of the BBC America. And of course, we know it's pretty much cancelled. In fact, as much as they're trying to say, oh, it's going to go on hiatus, it's cancelled. And we know that Ncuti Gatwa is no longer the Doctor. In fact, he transitioned. That's right. He didn't do his bi-generation. He regenerated completely. Now he's talking as to why he actually left the show. Now, when the first season was only being done, we had word that he was quitting the show. And he had already come out to say he wanted to go back to doing theatre. And that was his dream. And he had already booked places to go back to theatre. And then, of course, he started saying he wanted to go to America to start starring in Hollywood movies. And good luck with that, sunshine. But now his reasoning for why he's left the show is possibly the most ridiculous, weirdest answer you've ever heard from anyone in your entire life. Yeah. Why did he quit the show? Well, according to him, he's too old to play Doctor Who. He's 32 years of age, and he's too old to play this character. So, to all the men and women out there from the ages of 30, 40, 50, 60, even up in your 70s, who are out there in the real world working your asses off day to day, whether it be behind a counter in a fast food place like McDonald's, or in retail somewhere, or in a mine, or out in the fields farming, or out on an oil rig, or a fishing trawler, or anything, nursing, being in the military, being a police officer, anything like that, and you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, maybe even your 70s with some of these jobs, remember, you have it easy because a 32-year-old actor is growing too old to play a character that he's played for 2 seasons. Bless his little heart, huh? This is real, by the way. This is not a joke. So he appeared on a Sunday show with this host, Laura Kunzensberg or something. No idea how you pronounce her name. And Gatwa was asked about leaving Doctor Who and blamed it on being too old. This is what he said. This is his answer. I'm getting old. My body was tired. My body, my knee, and I've now just started doing some ballet. So I'm making really great decisions here. It's the most amazing job in the world. A job that any actor would dream of. And because it's so good, it's strenuous. It takes a lot out of you physically, emotionally, and mentally. So it was time. Sweet Lord of Jesus. So pushed on whether he'd return to Doctor Who like so many former doctors before him, Gatwa replied, never say never. So this guy left a show after 2 seasons because his body is tired, his knees are sore, and he's getting too old, and it takes so much out of you physically and mentally and emotionally, and it's strenuous. But at the same time, in the same sentence, he says, I've also just started doing ballet. Surely ballet would be more taxing on your body, especially your legs, than, acting. Like, are you insane? Like, seriously, is he that stupid in what not to say? Like, my good Christ. Now, we know the rumours are that he was actually fired for crap. Personally, I don't believe he was fired. I believe he saw the writing on the wall, and it even said somewhere that he was probably have stayed on board if the show wasn't left in limbo. I.e., they knew they were only getting the 2 seasons, which you had to keep trying to explain to people, was that Disney, yes, Disney commissioned 2 seasons. Yes, everyone goes, but it's owned by the BBC make it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but Disney financed it. And they commissioned 2 seasons. And after the first season, they were like, yeah, we'll make a decision after the second season comes out. And the second season came out, did even worse than the first one. And it's radio silence from both the BBC and Disney. And of course, there's this rumour that the BBC are trying to negotiate deals with other streaming services because the BBC can't afford to make the bloody thing. That's why they needed Disney and their money. It's because they don't have the money to do it. I know BBC has just been hit with 2 more major allegations that has shed them in really bad light. One about a documentary film about Gaza, and it turns out the young guy who directed it was actually the son of one of the Hamas leaders. I was like, oh, so that's not going to be biased at all. And then, of course, more crap with some of their presenters and naughty behaviour. But the fact that this idiot, at the tender age of 32, is out here saying, I left the show because I'm getting too old. Holy Jesus Christ. Is that the most retarded thing he could possibly have said? And it's just insane. So again, think of it, all you people out there working your asses off in hard as fuck 9 to 5 jobs, if not jobs that run longer. Whatever it may be, fast food, retail, police service, military service, oil rigs, construction, nurse, whatever it is, just know that you have it easy, because this guy at 32 making millions is saying, I'm too old to play pretend on the screen, but I've also just started to do ballet and I'm making really great decisions. What? Like, what a clown this guy is. And he wants to go to Hollywood. Keep that in mind. He's saying he's too old to play pretend for Doctor Who, but he wants to go and do Hollywood movies. What exactly way does he think it's going to work over there? It's going to be a hell of a lot harder than it was to do Doctor Who. It's going to be much harder, much more taxing on him, and much more stressful. And the fact that he's saying, like, oh, playing Doctor Who takes a lot out of you physically, emotionally, and mentally, but it's so good, which makes it so strenuous. It's like, dude, you are a window licker, true and true, aren't you? I mean, there mustn't be a pane of glass in England that you haven't licked. With answers like this, hey, why did you quit this role that apparently you loved and wanted to treat so much with respect, and that you absolutely threw yourself into it? Oh, I'm too old. Aren't you like 32? I'm too old. My God, what a stupid answer. Is the co-star, what was her name, Millie Gibson, who was 19 when she started doing it, is she going to turn around and say, oh, I left as well because I'm too old? It's like, wow. Idiots. Absolute idiots. The writing was on the wall. You left because you knew you were on a sinking ship before it even left the dock. That's why you quit. You didn't quit because you're too old. You can't say I'm too old, me knees are sore, me body's sore, blah blah blah, and in the same fucking sentence say, but I've started to do ballet. That is retarded. He went full retard. Never go full retard. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.